Hi guys, final video of the day. Just want to talk through my collection. It's not massive, but I just want to show you a few of the highlights there. This isn't everything, these are the ones I've got on display. I thought I'd take the opportunity because it's a really nice day in the UK and we don't often get these, especially on a bank holiday, which is a day off. Okay, so I'll show you each aircraft individually, talk a little bit about it. Not much, because I'm sure you've got better things to do than me bore you to death, but you can just see my collection there. Okay, so I think we shall start this end. Okay, on the right here, this is a Hawker Hunter aircraft. It's actually in the livery stroke colours of the Belgian Air Force, I believe from the late 50s, early 60s display team. The Belgian Air Force exported the Hawker Hunter, which is a British aircraft. They used them pretty much during the late 50s, early 60s. To my knowledge, I don't think they saw much use. So there it is. Very nice aircraft though. This one's by Corgi, 762mm, 1/7 scale. Beg your pardon. Okay, this one is Pakistan Air Force. It's an actual F-104 Starfighter, and I'll bring it out so you can have a look. It's on a stand, again by Corgi. Really good model. I believe the Pakistan Air Force used these in the 60s and they saw some kind of combat use against the Indian Air Force in that time period. Okay, it wasn't used for long in the Pakistan Air Force, but they were used well from what I can make out. Okay, then we have this one, 762. Everyone knows this one. It's a Spitfire, British one. This is not actually a die-cast model. This is plastic, although ready prepared plastic. Very good. I think it's a Spitfire Mark 5. Just showing you colours there. Used extensively during the Second World War to good effect. Mid-war, so this would be circa 1942, 1943, that sort of era. So it's not an early war model. Used in airfield denial, strikes over France, that kind of thing. Okay, and then we have, excuse my arm in the way there, the Eurofighter Typhoon. It's current generation British aircraft, also in service with the Spanish, the German and the Italian Air Force, plus a few other air forces in Europe and the world. I think the Austrians use them, Saudis use them, limited but so far so good export sales. It's an RAF version, very good model. Again, this is a plastic one but came ready prepared, but you can just see it's very good, and it sits very nicely in front of the Spitfire there. Okay, moving on, we have a MiG-21. This is actually in Vietnam Air Force colours, as was used in the Vietnam War against the United States, flown by one of their aces. It's a Corgi model, 1/7 scale, very accurate, very nice model, and these would have been used over Hanoi in the air-to-air role, mainly against US Air Force Phantom fighter jets. Then moving on, also of the same design but a totally different role, we have Indian Air Force MiG-21 fighter. This is an early model used in the 70s in the numerous conflicts they've had against Pakistan. Again, a Corgi model, very good. Indian Air Force still uses today in the what's called the Bison role, but they're looking to move these on because they are showing their age now. Okay, moving on, we have a F-104 in German livery. Do excuse me, but the fuel tanks have fell off. It just fell over because there's a slight breeze here, but essentially that's what it looks like. These were used during the 70s by the German Air Force. That's the Western German Air Force. Again, the F-104 being a big sale to Germany and other European nations. They wasn't that popular in German Air Force because they had a very poor safety record, but I do believe that was mainly due to how they were using them and using conscripts as mechanics, that kind of thing. But again, I don't want to get into politics of that. Very impressive aircraft, very good detail on it, as you can see. Again, that's a Corgi aircraft. Okay, I'll go on to the ones at the back. I think you guys have seen this one earlier. It is a Turkish Air Force F-16. Very, very good aircraft. Since the last video, I've actually put all the munitions on it. Be careful when I pick it up. There it is. So it's got sidewinders, AMRAAMs and fuel pods on it. There is a separate video on that, so please do look at that and enjoy it. And again, we'll guide to its right, your left, which is the BAC Strike Master in Royal Saudi Air Force colours. Again, I've done a separate video on this, so please watch and enjoy at your leisure. Now the next one is the MiG-29, a very infamous aircraft. This actual one is in the colours of the Ukrainian Air Force acrobatic display team from the early 90s. Very capable aircraft. It's a Corgi model. I shall lift it up and show you. There's no hard points or munitions on this because it is a display aircraft. I would like an actual militarised version of the MiG-29, but Corgi do one in East German Air Force colours. But again, they're very rare and very expensive. But I'll pick this one up at a good price, and it's a good model, good colours, and very nice here. Again, we flip over to an aircraft I reviewed earlier, which is the Chengdu J10 in all its glory there. Again, a very capable aircraft. I have reviewed this on a separate video, so please do have a look at that. Try to keep that in focus. Very nice. The actual stand does come off, so I'll show you that. I'll just pick it up. Excuse me. The stand there. Sorry, excuse the cat, he's just walked past. He's enjoying his day as well. But the actual stand there does plug out, but I'm not going to take it off because I won't be able to put it back down otherwise. Oh, there you go. Gravity's done it for me. There you go. See how it sits nicely there. Lovely. And then finally, the final aircraft is a Hawker Hunter. I'm going to put that in focus now. Do excuse me. Sorry. That one's from the Swiss Air Force. It's a Corgi model. All these models, by the way, are 1/7 scale. I do not model in any other scales. I just want them all the same size in comparison. Brilliant model this. Switzerland were export customers of the Hawker Hunter. They bought many in the late 60s, early 70s, and they were used very extensively until the 90s, I believe. This one's did a Swiss display team, but also had a combat role, as you can see from the camouflage. A couple of fuel tanks on it there. So that pretty much is the display collection I have of die-cast aircraft. Ever growing. I've got some in the boxes that I'm going to have to get out. My favourites are obviously the Typhoon and the Spitfire there. I love the Strike Master there, and the Turkish Air Force F-16 there. That's one of my favourites. One of the best looking ones though, I must admit, is the Belgian Air Force Hawker Hunter. It's just a really attractive model in that actual livery. And one of my newest favourites is also the Chinese Chengdu J10 there, which I reviewed earlier. So thanks very much guys. More to come regarding die-cast aircraft. Hope you like it, and all the best to you. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye.